Greetings and welcome to the English edition of the Ora News broadcast, in which we are pleased to serve the international community by offering the Albanian news in English, Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. I'm Daniel Cook, your host. In today's news, the Minister of Local Affairs held a meeting with the ambassadors to discuss the administrative territorial reform. Today, the State Minister for Local Affairs, Blendi Çuçi, and the head of the Commission for the Administrative and Territorial Reform, Bashkim Fino, attended an informational meeting with the ambassadors regarding the process of the reform. During the meeting, the participation of the party was confirmed for justice, integrity, and unity in this commission, while the opposition has never participated in it. After the meeting, the Minister of Local Affairs, Blendi Çuçi, stated for the media that he informed the ambassadors about the latest political developments. He said, "A part of the opposition, the Party for Justice, Integrity, and Unity, will be part of the commission dealing with the administrative territorial reform. I hope that the head of this party will be present in today's meeting in the afternoon, since its propositions were very rational and are close to our concept for creating functional areas in Albania. The Party for Justice, Integrity, and Unity has also made another request, similar to the one of the Democratic Party, to have more than 39 local units in Albania," stated Minister Çuçi. The law regarding the new administrative map of Albania is expected to be passed in the parliament on July 31st. The head of the Democratic Party, Dulzim Basha, has continued with his accusations against the government, this time regarding the law enforcement situation. According to the head of the Democratic Party, who is also the mayor of Tirana, the situation in the capital has deteriorated and is now at alarming levels. He made this statement: "The citizens are being endangered because of the high level of crime and because of the high number of people with criminal records in the joint government of Edi Rama and Ilir Meta." Furthermore, he added that the dismissal of professionals is one of the main reasons that has caused this situation. According to Basha, the government has a great desire to turn the police into an expendable tool in the hands of people with criminal records. The head of the Democratic Party mentioned examples, which according to him showed that the level of crime has been multiplied during the last few months. Basha emphasized that the Democratic Party will continue to raise its voice against crime. "We will not stop until we see the high structures of government, parliament, and the state police free from the hands of crime," added Basha. The declaration of the leader of the Democratic Party came during a meeting organized by this party to discuss the situation of law in the country. The Prime Minister Edi Rama gave a brief speech today discussing the first 300 days of the Socialist Party governance. Prime Minister Edi Rama has given a clear view of the achievements and progress by the Ministry of Youth and Social Welfare during the first 300 days of the government. Prime Minister Rama also stated that the report was introduced by the Minister of Youth and Social Welfare, Erion Veliaj, and that it is a special report. According to the Prime Minister, during the first 300 days, the government has solved the problems of the Roma families, has implemented several reforms in the pension plans, and has given solutions to other problems, which for years could not be solved. "I chose to come here because the work of this ministry has been some of the most difficult work in our government," he said. "The results speak for themselves. During the first 300 days, this institution has shown a high level of dedication and effectiveness. In less than 300 days, more than 20,000 abusers were kicked out of the social help programs. During the last year, the government has paid the wrong people because of corruption and trying to win favor for the elections, added Prime Minister Rama. He stated that in just 300 days, the new government has implemented reforms and has solved problems that were not resolved in the past 20 years by the last government. The Minister of Youth and Social Welfare, Erion Valiai, also gave a short summary of the first 300 days that he has been in charge of this ministry. Valiai emphasized that despite the place and time, everyone has done a great job to create a society with equal opportunities and rights for all. Despite the ongoing progress, Minister Valiai stated that it will take a lot of work to develop and improve the situation of the ministry. A representative of the Democratic Party said today that the government is not doing enough to investigate cases of corruption. The deputy of the Socialist Party, Erion Brace, has criticized the majority today for not doing enough to investigate cases of corrupt concessions and the financial transactions of Damir Fazlic and Argita Malteza in the Republic of Albania. During his speech in today's session, the deputy of the Socialist Party, Erion Brace, stated that 300 days were more than enough for the government to investigate and verify all illegal concessions, which represent cost to the state budget. Brace added that 300 days were also enough time to investigate the financial transaction involved in purchasing land in Porto Romano from the daughter of the Prime Minister Sali Berisha and the businessman from Bosnia-Herzegovina, Damir Fazlic. Brace made this comment: "Today I have a question addressed to the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance. When will you verify the illegal transaction of years ago, made by Damir Fazlic and Argita Malteza in the territory of the Republic of Albania? 300 days are enough time to investigate and to give a conclusion regarding these illegal transactions," stated the Socialist deputy, Erion Brace. During the last days, the investigative network BIRN published facts which, according to them, prove that Argita Maltezi and other people that are close to the former Prime Minister Berisha have profited 1.75 million euro from selling land in the area of Porto Romano. Brace also requested the government to intervene in order to change the contracts of concessions made by the previous government. His declaration comes only a few days after the Minister of Economy, Arben Ahmetai, stated that canceling these contracts would cause a damage equal to 250 million euro. Today, the Parliament of Albania has rejected the decree of President Nishani regarding careers in the armed forces. During today's session, in absence of the opposition, 80 deputies voted against the decree, while 2 others abstained. Earlier today, the Socialist deputy Spartak Braho stated that the decree of the President of the Republic of Albania is not well argued. Furthermore, the Socialist Party added that so far, the majority has not removed any competence of the president. The law about military careers was not decreed by the President Nishani, since according to him, this law violates the Constitution of Albania. Regarding this matter, Deputy Spartak Braho said that this is the weakest decree that has ever been given by the President of the Republic. Braho added that the President's decree was not well thought through or argued. The Socialist MP, Pierin Indreu, has given an interview on Ora News, in which he made some statements about the recent events in Parliament. The MP of the Socialist Party, Pierin Indreu, denied assaulting the Democratic deputy Gent Strazimiri in the surroundings of Parliament. However, he admitted to offending him, since Strazimiri offended him as well. According to Andreu, Strazimiri accused him of being part of organized crime. The socialist deputy, Pierin Andreu, gave these declarations in last night's interview at Ora News. He said, "I did not assault him. I just offended him, since he did the same to me. This man is part of a clan that represents nothing. I am proud of my family and its earlier generations, and no one can prove that I have been involved in what I'm being accused of." According to Andreu, Strazimiri offended him in the parliament, saying that he is connected to crime. Andreu added that this is a base lie, which should never be said by a deputy of the parliament. It appears that the MP of the Socialist Party regretted his actions, but not against Strazimiri. He apologized to the people, but refused to apologize to Strazimiri, calling him a provocateur. He continued, "I have the courage to say that my actions were wrong, and I am not proud of what happened. We should be strong and not be part of provocations. Considering my actions, I want to apologize to those who voted for me, but I will not apologize to him, since he pretends to be a victim just to find a decent post in the Democratic Party," concluded the Socialist MP, Pierin Andreu. The Democratic MP, Oerd Bulik-Bashi, has brought further accusations against the Prime Minister and his government. During a short press conference for the media, the deputy of the Democratic Party, Oerd Bulik-Bashi, has once again accused Prime Minister Rama of neglecting the situation of violence against the Democratic Party, deputy, Gent Strazimiri. According to Bulik-Bashi, the opposition has given uncontestable evidence, but the Prime Minister refuses to accept it. Bulik-Bashi had this to say: "Prime Minister Edi Rama ordered the aggression against the Democratic deputy, Gent Strazimiri, as soon as he mentioned the names of people with criminal records in the government of Edi Rama. At first, he gave orders to Deputy Olta Yachka and then to other deputies to physically assault a member of the opposition. Now he remains quiet, since he is the author of threats against the deputies of the opposition. Prime Minister Edi Rama and the head of the parliament, Ilir Meta, have decided to let deputies such as Arben Ndoka make the decisions about justice. Prime Minister Rama still has not reacted to the threats against the spokeswoman of the Democratic Party, Laura Vorpsi. With his latest actions, Rama has put an end to the hopes of Albanians for well-being and integrity," concluded the deputy of the Democratic Party, Oerd Bulik-Bashi. A high-speed accident has unfortunately cost the lives of two 19-year-old boys today. The police say that the boys were driving too fast. The two teenagers lost their lives as the result of a car accident in the road axis of Fush Bulqize. It has been learned that the 19-year-old Angelush Kurti lost control of his vehicle and drove off the road, crashing into the wall of a private citizen. The 19-year-old driver was killed immediately, while his 19-year-old friend was badly injured and was immediately transported with a helicopter to the Hospital of Trauma in Tirana. Despite the intervention of the medical professionals, he also passed away later on, due to the severe injuries he had sustained. The police arrived at the scene and conducted the proper investigations. After that, they stated that high speed was the primary cause of the accident, which resulted in the deaths of two 19-year-old boys. The employment office in Fier is showing very positive results, according to a recent statement that they have released. The employment office in Fier has stated that the programs applied by the government have led to an increase in the number of young people who have been able to find jobs. According to the experts in this office, professional education has also drawn a considerable amount of attention. Experts say that the latest data shows that the new regional employment office in Fier is having great results in lowering the number of unemployed people. According to them, during this month, the number of unemployed people has exceeded 100, thanks to the cooperation with the businesses. Furthermore, according to the specialists, the interest of young people in professional education has massively increased, since it is less expensive than attending a university. A 53-year-old man was arrested today in Lazarat. He is accused of being among those who fired upon the police officers. The state police are continuing their actions in the village of Lazarat. Today, the police have arrested a 53-year-old who was previously declared wanted and accused of attempted murder. According to the state police, he is one of the people who fired on the police during the first days of the big operation, taking over Lazarat. He is the 40th person arrested in this case, as so far, 39 other people have been arrested for opening fire on the police officers. The 53-year-old Advul Bochia is also charged for producing and carrying illegal weapons and military ammunitions. During the search of the state police in his house, they found a machine gun, 4 magazine clips, and 70 bullets. According to the state police, in the investigation that has been conducted, this weapon was used to fire upon the police officers. The unstable political situation continues in Kosovo, as it remains unclear how the new government will be formed. The lawmakers in Kosovo wrestled for control of parliament today, since an inconclusive June election has triggered a constitutional crisis that was unprecedented in the young state's short history. An opposition coalition, supported by MPs representing some of Kosovo's ethnic minorities, elected the leader of the largest opposition party as the Speaker of Parliament, but only after lawmakers from the party of outgoing Prime Minister Hashim Thaçi declared the session to be adjourned and walked out. The chaotic scene spoke to a deepening crisis over who will rule the impoverished country of 1.7 million people for the next 4 years. Thaçi's Democratic Party of Kosovo, or PDK, emerged from the elections as the biggest party, with 30% of votes. But 3 opposition parties have united in a bid to outman the PDK and thwart Thaçi's bid for a 3rd consecutive term as Prime Minister. The election of Isa Mustafa, the leader of the Democratic League of Kosovo, or LDK, as the Speaker of the Parliament, suggests that the party may have the makings of a working majority, although it looked certain that the PDK would declare this election to be illegitimate. The government of Kosovo will send this issue to the Constitutional Court today, said the outgoing Deputy Prime Minister, Hayreddin Kuçi, a member of the PDK. The opposition coalition has so far failed to bring a 4th party on board, the Self-Determination Party, and it was unclear today whether the alliance would settle instead for the support of the ethnic minorities. They accused Thaçi's administration of corruption, nepotism, and failure to press the economic reforms, accusations that he firmly denies. All parties seek a closer integration with the European Union, but some, notably Self-Determination, take a harder line on negotiations with Serbia, a process that is crucial to both countries' hopes. Self-Determination has also called for a halt in the sale of big state enterprises as a condition of joining the government. The opposition says that their candidate for Prime Minister is Ramush Haradinaj, a former guerrilla commander twice indicted and twice cleared of war crimes by the United Nations War Crimes Tribunal in Hague. Kosovo's president should nominate a candidate for prime minister in the next few days, who would then have 15 days to name a cabinet and win its approval by parliament. Kosovo declared independence from Serbia in 2008, almost a decade after NATO airstrikes drove out the Serbian forces, who were accused of expelling and killing ethnic Albanian civilians in a 2-year counterinsurgency war. The Prime Minister of Serbia, Tomislav Nikolic, has held an important meeting with his counterpart, the Prime Minister of Romania. Tomislav Nikolic told the Romanian Prime Minister Victor Ponta on Thursday that Serbia is committed to building cooperation and the best possible relations with everyone. This is especially true when it comes to ties with neighboring countries. This is the best thing in order to ensure prosperity for the citizens, the Serbian president said. Nikolic stated that the cooperation with Romania is excellent, but there is still room to improve it further. He pointed to the need for better infrastructural connections between the two countries in order to enhance the conditions and ensure better ties between the economies of Serbia and Romania, according to the release issued by the president's press service. The Romanian Prime Minister, Victor Ponta, said that Serbia has a true friend in Romania. He expressed the belief that it is in the interest of the EU for Serbia to become its full member as soon as possible. Ponta also said that Romania is ready to offer all the help that Serbia may need on its EU path. Upon arriving in Serbia for a one-day official visit, Ponta conferred with Serbian Prime Minister Aleksandar Vučić. The two prime ministers will visit the eastern Serbian town of Bor and meet the representatives of ethnic Romanian associations in Serbia. On his part, the Serbian Prime Minister Aleksandar Vučić said on Thursday that Serbia had friendly relations with Romania, and it expected Bucharest to be the strongest advocate of Serbia's European bid. Our plan is to improve the relations between Serbia and Romania over the next 4 years, Vučić said in a press conference after a meeting he had with the Romanian Prime Minister Victor Ponta in Belgrade. He expressed gratitude to the Romanian Prime Minister for his country always protecting Serbia and its interests in Europe, and voiced the hope that they would continue giving support in the future. We expect assistance and support from Romania on Serbia's road to the EU, Vučić said, stressing that Serbia could learn much from Romania along the way. Belgrade expects Bucharest to be the strongest advocate of our country's bid on the road to the EU, Vučić said. Recalling the fact that Romania is a close and good friend of Serbia and that throughout history, the two countries have never had problems between them and never waged wars against each other, Vučić stressed that they now wanted to improve their mutual relations dramatically. The Serbian Prime Minister said that November would see relations and cooperation between the two countries become more intense. Besides good and friendly partnership, we want better economic relations, and we want our trade exchange to increase over the next few years, he said. Vučić said that he and his Romanian counterpart had discussed the position of minorities in both countries, adding that Serbia was satisfied with the way Romania treated the Serbian minority in that country. When it comes to the position of the Romanian minority in Serbia, Vučić said that he had promised Ponta that Serbia would honor all the conclusions that were reached by the Intergovernmental Mixed Commission to make the Romanians in Serbia feel like Serbian citizens, and also to make them feel satisfied about the way the Serbian authorities treated them. He said it was true that there were certain objections coming from both sides, adding that Serbia had done a lot when it came to providing education and information to the Romanian minority. What we cannot interfere with is relations between us, but I believe there will be no problems in resolving all other issues, said Serbian Prime Minister. This has been the Ora News English edition. Thank you for watching. Please join us again tomorrow at 6 p.m. for more Albanian news in English, only here on Ora News. Thank you and good night.